Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you are new, welcome. Long time no see. Did you miss me? I know I missed y'all. It is Sunday, Self-Reflection Sunday. Some of you guys may know because of a previous video where I explain how I do that on Sundays. And I was thinking today about what's currently been going on in my life. As you guys can tell, my setup today is a little bit different. Probably not because you probably don't care, but I'm just gonna tell you anyway. I have no table and chairs. Well, why don't I have table and chairs, you might be asking? Good question. That's because I am moving. Excited! I am moving back to California in about 33 days, which sounds crazy saying that out loud. It is Self-Reflection Sunday. You guys probably won't see this until Monday, but I've been giving a lot of thought into what's been going on in my life in relatively recent times. And it's just crazy to think that 2.5, almost 3 years ago, I was living in California and barely able to afford to rent a single bedroom in someone's house, working 3 jobs and like not even making $33,000 a year. I was working for a news station, sad to say, but I was only making $16 to $16.50 an hour with a bachelor's degree, but it was something that I like to do. And you know, it was my first like job in my field after undergrad. I was working as a freelancer for they call it PEG, so Public Education and Government TV stations, 2 PEG stations in Millbrae Community Television, and actually no, I had 4 jobs and I was still poor. Y'all, my work schedule was crazy. So from 7 a.m. to noon, I would be working as a yard duty at an elementary school in the city that I lived in Stockton. At noon, I would get off and get ready to drive to the news station that I worked in Sacramento. I would work at the news station from 2:15 to 11:15 p.m. And then that was Monday through Friday. Saturday, Sunday, I'm driving to the Bay Area to work for one of the PEG stations that I work for. And then on occasion may do stuff with the other PEG stations that I work with. But essentially, I was employed by 5 different entities, and I still was making like $33,000 that year with those 5 jobs, which is crazy. I had just made a year at the news station that I was working at, but I still had those other jobs that I was doing, piecing together to kind of make a full-time thing. And the news station is what made me want to go back to school, because I was like, this is not life. I'm gonna need a little bit more money than this, especially having a bachelor's degree. Like, why am I making $16 and then got a raise to like $16.50? I couldn't afford to live anywhere really. Where I was living, super nice, and my roommate helped me out because she dropped the price of rent because she knew my situation. And so like forever thankful for that, because I'm trying to get my little adult legs, you know, stand on my own 2 feet. And it was rough being in California doing that and working somewhere where you're not making a living wage really. So that was my life prior to school. I came up here for school and completed my degree relatively fast. Like, I was not playing. Although I worked 2 jobs, I had a full-time job and a part-time job. I was a full-time student, and I was trying to knock those classes out so that I can move on to the next part of life with that master's degree and seeing what opportunities would come about after that. But the pandemic kind of killed those dreams for a little bit, and so now I'm able to transition into that next part of life, that next step, and I'm super excited because just in general, this is a transitional period for me with everything. Like, I talked about going to therapy, and I've been working on my healing, and I've been making a lot of good progress with that. I will be talking about my healing journey in another video. I'm just trying to focus on what aspect of that journey I want to talk about. But if you guys want to hear about anything in particular, let me know and I'll be more than happy to talk about it. But I will be a television specialist, probably not in your like ideal working environment and workplace, but you got to take baby steps to get to where you want to go. So this is just one of those steps leading closer to my goal for my career in video production. I'm super excited. Yeah, I am moving not to Los Angeles, but to Southern California still. I also was a little leery about LA because, you know, gangs and stuff like that. Like, the closest thing I've ever been to thug life is wearing a Tupac t-shirt. So I sat down and was like being really real with myself. Do I want to go to Los Angeles? You know, because It costs an arm and a leg to live out there. You have to most likely work more than one job to be able to survive and have a place on your own. Kind of put things on a little checklist for what I wanted as far as my move goes, and sent a little prayer up, and slowly but surely a lot of things have been checked off, and I'm just like in shock. Not necessarily in shock because I'm like in disbelief, but I knew it would be coming. I just didn't know that it would be coming this soon. I've been applying for jobs since about like November 2019, and it is interesting how all this stuff has worked out in my favor. So I thought, because it is Self-Reflection Sunday, that I would share these things with you to kind of encourage you for whatever it is that you may be going through, and let you see that there is light at the end of the tunnel. And I'm using myself as an example. This particular job that I applied for, I applied the first time July 20th actually in 2020, and then again in early January 2021. Let's just say around January 4th, like the beginning of the month. And so the timeline with this, which blows my mind because I've worked for the state of California and I will be working for the state of California yet again. So I kind of know how their process is with processing paperwork and all of that. Like, they're slow. But I applied in early January, late January, January 27th to be exact. I had my interview and I asked them, like, okay, what are the next steps? Like, when should I expect to hear back from you guys? And they were like, in like 2 to 4, maybe 6 weeks, once paperwork is processed and all that stuff. I actually heard back from them 6 days later with a offer for the position. With that being said, other opportunities came my way too. And I was like, what is going on? This is normally a pattern with me and my experience with just, I guess, life. There will be a long period of time where I'm stuck in a rut. I'm really upset because things aren't panning out the way I expected them to. And it's looking like it's just a really dry moment. And then things will switch and all these opportunities will come my way for whatever it is that I'm doing at the time. Oftentimes it's been like job stuff, but a bunch of opportunities will come my way, and then I'll have to choose. And I made the decision to take this particular job working with the state. There was a work from home opportunity in Washington that paid a little bit more than I make now. I was like, dang, what do? I get to work from home. I get a stipend for working from home. I'll be a manager. I'll get to move downtown, be by the water. I don't have to move that far. What do I want to do? But I realized that the position that was offered to me was similar to what I'm doing now, and that I wouldn't be fulfilled and wouldn't be too happy. I'd be back in the same space that I'm in, or that I was in prior to getting this job offer for the state, where I'd be unhappy and looking to find a new opportunity. So I didn't want to waste the organization's time, didn't want to waste my time, and I let them know, like, gotta decline. If this video has encouraged you today, or you know someone that could be encouraged by this video, please share. Please also like, comment, and subscribe. And I will see you guys in my next video.